This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All insights are based on psychological research and principles, presented to enhance your understanding of social dynamics and domination strategies. Picture this: you step into a room. Heads turn. Eyes lock. The air shifts. Nobody knows your name, your story, or what you've done. Yet within moments they're hanging on your every word. They're watching your every move. They're seeking your approval. Not because you demanded it. Not because you begged for it. Because you commanded it, without even trying. This isn't a dream. It's a psychological blueprint. And in the next 12 minutes, I'm going to burn it into your mind like a brand. These are 3 psychological mind hacks, forged in the ruthless wisdom of Machiavelli, tempered by the iron discipline of Stoicism, and backed by modern psychology. These hacks don't just earn you respect. They make people crave your presence. This isn't about shouting louder or puffing out your chest. It's about silent power, controlled perception, unshakable authority. By the end of this video, you'll walk into any room and bend it to your will. So stay locked in. Take notes, because this is how you become the man others can't ignore. Let's dive into the first hack. Mind hack number 1, the iron frame. Respect isn't born from what you say. It's born from what people perceive. Humans don't see reality, they see frames. Mental lenses that shape how they interpret you. Think about it. One man speaks with unshakable confidence, and his half-truths sound like gospel. Another man spills facts with a quiver in his voice, and he's brushed off like dust. Why? Because the first man controlled the frame. The frame is the invisible structure of every interaction. It's the story you tell the world about who you are. And whoever controls the frame controls the room. Here's how you build an iron frame, a 3-step formula. Define, anchor, enforce. Define. Before you step into any situation, decide who you are. Not who you hope to be. Not who they think you are. Tell yourself, I am the man people listen to. I am the one who sets the tone. This isn't arrogance, it's clarity. Your mind must be a fortress before you face the world. Anchor. Plant subtle signals that cement your frame. It's not about loud boasts or flashy moves. It's a pause before you speak. A steady gaze that doesn't waver. A single phrase delivered with weight, like, here's how I see it. These anchors are psychological spikes, small, sharp, and unforgettable. Enforce. Never chase approval. Never over-explain. If someone challenges your frame, if they interrupt, mock, or dismiss you, don't react. Pause. Tilt your head slightly. Let your silence cut. Machiavelli wrote, men should either be caressed or annihilated. In social terms, this means you either reward respect or let disrespect die in the void of your indifference. Let me paint a picture. Imagine you're at a meeting. Someone cuts you off mid-sentence, trying to steal the spotlight. Most people would talk faster, argue louder, or shrink back. Not you. You stop. You lock eyes with them for 2 seconds, long enough to make their stomach twist. Then, in a calm, low voice, you say, I wasn't finished. Here's the point. The room freezes. The frame is yours. Here's your action step. In your next conversation, practice the 2-second pause. Before you respond to anything, especially a challenge, let silence fill the space. Then speak. There's a perspective here you're missing. Watch how they lean in. That's the iron frame at work. Mind hack number 2, the Stoic veil. Here's a brutal truth. People respect what they can't fully grasp. You've been sold a lie. Be open, they say. Be vulnerable. Be available. That's a trap. Accessibility breeds familiarity, and familiarity kills respect. The Stoics, men like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, understood this. They were masters of what I call the Stoic veil, the art of emotional distance. The Stoic veil isn't about being cold or aloof. It's about being unreadable. Your emotions are a currency, spend them wisely. When you reveal too much, you hand people a map to manipulate you. When you reveal too little, you become a mystery they can't resist. Here's how to wield it. Withhold. Observe. Respond with precision. Withhold. Stop reacting to everything. Don't laugh at every joke. Don't nod at every comment. Don't jump to answer every question. Let people wonder what's behind your calm exterior. Observe. Watch their reactions. People reveal their insecurities when you don't give them what they expect. That guy who keeps pushing for your approval? He's desperate for validation. That woman who tests you with a jab? She's probing for weakness. Observe and you'll see their cards. Respond with precision. When you do speak, make it count. If someone insults you, don't snap back. Pause. Hold eye contact. Say, "Is that all you've got?" or "Nothing at all." Your restraint is a weapon. Psychologists call this emotional asymmetry. When you're calm while others are emotional, you signal higher status. Why? Because only the powerful can afford to be unbothered. Studies show that people who speak less and react deliberately are perceived as more competent and authoritative. It's wired into our brains. Here's a story. A friend of mine, let's call him Alex, used to struggle in social settings. He talked too much, laughed too hard, tried to please everyone. People walked over him. Then he adopted the stoic veil. At a party, someone made a snide comment about his job. Instead of defending himself, he smiled faintly, sipped his drink, and said, "Interesting take." Then he changed the subject. The room noticed. The guy who jabbed him looked small. Alex didn't win an argument, he won respect. Your action step. Next time someone tests you, a coworker, a friend, a date, don't react. Take a slow breath. Count to 5 in your head. Then respond with one calm sentence like, "That's an interesting way to look at it." Watch the dynamic shift. You're not just in control, you're untouchable. Mind hack number 3, the authority echo. The final hack is a psychological sledgehammer. I call it the authority echo. It's a technique that makes people instinctively see you as a leader without you ever raising your voice. This hack combines vocal mastery, strategic mimicry, and unshakable certainty. Here's why it works. Humans are wired to follow those who sound like they know the way. Your voice, your words, your delivery, they're tools to implant authority in their minds. Here's the breakdown. Tone. Mirror. Command. Tone, speak slowly. Lower your pitch. Studies in vocal psychology show that deeper, slower voices are perceived as more trustworthy and dominant. Fast talkers sound nervous. Slow talkers sound like kings. Practice dropping your voice half an octave and pacing your words like you have all the time in the world. Mirror, reflect their language, not their emotions. If someone says, "I'm frustrated with this project," don't match their frustration. Say, "That frustration's real. Here's what I've seen work." You validate their concern while staying centered. This builds trust without surrendering control. Command, end every statement with certainty. Banish words like "maybe," "I think," or "I guess." Replace them with, "Here's what I know. This is the move." It works like this. Certainty is magnetic. It makes people lean in and believe you. Let's make it real. Imagine you're in a group discussion. Someone's venting about a problem. This situation is a mess. Most people would jump in with opinions or try to fix it. Not you. You pause. You lean back slightly. Then you say, "That mess you're describing, it's solvable." Here's the first step. You've echoed their concern, framed it as manageable, and positioned yourself as the solution. That's the authority echo. Here's a pro tip. Your body language amplifies this. Never face someone directly unless you're issuing a challenge. It signals neediness. Instead, angle your body slightly, like you're above the conversation. This subtle shift triggers unconscious cues of hierarchy. People will feel it even if they don't know why. A real-world example. I once coached a guy who was overlooked at work. He was smart but invisible. We worked on the authority echo. In his next meeting, he mirrored his boss's phrase, "We need results," by saying, "Results come from focus. Here's the plan." He spoke slowly, paused deliberately, and stood at a slight angle. His boss started deferring to him. Within weeks, he was leading projects. His words didn't change much. His delivery did. Your action step. In your next conversation, pick one moment to use the authority echo. If someone expresses a concern, mirror their key word and reframe it with certainty. Example, they say, "I'm worried about the deadline." You say, "That deadline's tight, no question. Here's how we make it work." Deliver it low, slow, and final. Watch how they nod. The silent throne. Let's burn this into your core. Respect isn't a gift, it's a signal. You don't ask for it. You don't chase it. You install it in their minds. With the iron frame, you define the rules of every interaction. With the stoic veil, you become the mystery they can't crack. With the authority echo, you speak like the one who already won. These aren't tricks. They're psychological levers that rewire how the world perceives you. They're the difference between being ignored and being undeniable. Here's your challenge. Look in the mirror tonight. Stare into your own eyes. Say this with absolute conviction. I don't seek respect. I command it. Feel it. Believe it. Then take these hacks into the world. If this video lit a fire in you, hit that subscribe button. Join the Obsidian mindset, where we don't scream for attention, we demand it with silence. Drop a comment below. Which hack are you using first? The iron frame, the stoic veil, or the authority echo? Let's start a conversation. And if you want to go deeper, check out this video. It's the next step to mastering your presence. Watch, internalize, conquer. See you in the next one.